Hi, welcome to week 2. This week we're doing systems thinking, and this is my reflective journal. This week's reading was the Reflections on the Foundation of System Dynamics. It's backwards. Anyway, I thought the reading made some good points, but one thing that kept coming up was the point of how important it is to have an endogenous point of view on the system, which I think is right. I think that if you're going to try and model the system, the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you put a boundary around it. But one thing that I did feel with it that was a bit funny was that they kept referring to Forrester and how he emphasized the value of having an endogenous point of view for the system, to the point that it almost trivialized having an exogenous point of view, which I think, if you're going to be dealing with big problems, you do need to take that into account. I completely understand that if you want to make an endogenous system, or if you want to make an endogenous model, that's probably going to be the best way you're going to be able to model a problem. And model a system is by simplifying it and containing it, but that shouldn't be at the expense, or that you shouldn't dismiss the exogenous points of view. Anyway, that's just my point of view and feedback for Mr. or Ms. Richardson. The paper did make a good point about feedback, though, which was something that got iterated in our panel this week. So my reflection this week is about modeling and simplifying problems. The very first point that was made to us in the panel was that when you're considering problems, you can't simplify them and dismiss complexity, because then you're going to make mistakes. But I do think that there is real merit in simplifying a problem if you want to model it, and put that endogenous boundary around it if you're going to make a model of it to try and work out a solution that way. Because I think that models really do have a big role to play when we're trying to get a grasp on our problems. I think obviously endogenous problems are going to be easier to model than exogenous problems. I think that it's been shown that the benefit and the merit of feedback in a system is huge, and it's almost integral to the success of the system. And the other interesting point from this week was that I think that this is from the workshop, that the systems engineering model seems to be a lot like the software engineering life cycle. So the way that we view systems seems to be the way that we have been trained, and we being software engineers have been trained to view the life of software, which was something that was quite interesting because it kind of brought it back home. This is what we did in for a semester in COMP3530, and we touched on it in COMP3530, is that we already view software as a system, or we should be. They're not just standalone applications. You make them, you test them, you deploy them, you retire them, which is the same view that engineers seem to have about systems, which I thought was quite interesting. Anyway, that's all for me for this week. For the answers to the questions for this week's portfolio, and for any extra information you might like, please check out the rest of this page, which will be somewhere around this video. All right, thanks for watching.